My name is Nadim, the CEO founder of NGG Group. For years, I had dreamed of coming to China. I wanted a new beginning, a new environment, a chance to study, experience a different culture, and build something for myself. After hours of traveling, my plane finally landed. The moment I stepped outside the airport, everything felt different. The language, the people, the buildings, even the atmosphere. I was excited. I had no idea what was waiting for me. My first day was almost perfect. I took the metro. I walked through busy streets. I saw massive skyscrapers and technology I had only seen online. I kept looking around like a child, seeing everything for the first time. That night, I returned to my apartment tired but happy. I ate, I took a shower, I called home, then I went to bed. I thought I would sleep immediately. I was wrong. It was exactly 1:07 in the morning when I heard it. Three knocks. Knock, knock, knock. I opened my eyes. The room was completely silent. I waited. Nothing. I told myself it was probably someone in the hallway. Then it happened again. Knock, 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 this time. I knew someone was standing outside my door. Then I heard it again. Knock. I froze. I didn't move. Another knock. Knock. Then a third. Knock. I stood in the middle of my room, and then I heard a voice from the other side. A man's voice. He whispered one word. My name. Adam. My blood ran cold, because I had never introduced myself to anyone in that building. I immediately called my friend. Come here, now. He asked me what happened. I told him I would explain when he arrived. A few minutes later, he came. I showed him the phone. He watched the video. He didn't say anything for several seconds. Then he looked at me. Adam, I asked him what was wrong. He pointed at the screen. This isn't a normal video. It's from a security camera. We looked at each other. Then we decided to go downstairs. We went to the security office. The security guard watched the video. At first, he didn't seem worried. Then he noticed the timestamp. His expression changed. He looked at me, then at my friend, and finally, back at the screen. This is impossible, he said. We asked him why. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he opened the building's CCTV system. The CCTV footage showed the same thing, a man walking down the hallway. He stopped outside my apartment. He knocked 3 times. He placed the black bag on the floor. Then he walked away. We asked the security guard if he knew the man. He shook his head. No. We asked where the man went. The guard switched to another camera, then another, and another. But somehow, the man disappeared from every camera. The next morning, I started asking questions. I spoke to some of the other residents. Most of them knew nothing. But then I met an elderly man who had lived in the building for years. When I mentioned the black bag, his face changed. He became serious. He looked at me and said, "That isn't the first time." I asked him what he meant. He told me that similar bags had appeared in the building before, but nobody knew who left them. Then he said something I'll never forget. If you see that bag again, don't open it. I returned to my apartment. I still had the old phone. I wanted to delete everything. But before I did, I noticed something. There was another folder, a hidden folder. I opened it. Inside were dozens of photographs, people, residents, hallways, apartments. Some of the pictures looked years old. Then I saw something that made my hands start shaking, a photograph of me. At first I thought it was impossible. Maybe it was just someone who looked like me. But it wasn't. It was me. Same face, same features, same person. I checked the date of the photograph. It had been taken before I arrived in China. I couldn't understand it. Who took the picture? How did they know I was coming? And why was my photograph stored on that phone? There was one final video. I hesitated before opening it. Then I pressed play. The camera showed my apartment, but this time, the room was empty. The camera slowly moved toward the window, and then I heard a voice, the same man's voice. He said, "He's here." The video ended. I stared at the screen. I didn't know what to do. Then my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Nobody spoke. For several seconds, there was only silence. Then the voice said, "You were never supposed to find the phone." The call ended. That night, I packed my things. I didn't sleep. I kept looking at the door. Every sound made me nervous. I didn't know who the man was. I didn't know how he knew my name, and I still couldn't explain the photograph. But there was one thing I knew. I didn't feel safe anymore. The next morning, I left the apartment. Months have passed since that night. I've never seen the man again. I've never seen another black bag. And I eventually replaced my phone, but I kept one thing, the old smartphone. Sometimes I still think about that night, and I still have one question. How did someone take a photograph of me before I ever came to China? Maybe there is a logical explanation. Maybe someone had been watching me long before I knew it. Or maybe the person who left that phone knew something about my future that I didn't know myself. So let me ask you something. If you were in my position, would you have opened the bag, or would you have left it exactly where you found it? Because sometimes, the things we are most curious about are the things we were never supposed to discover.